Tegan here at the MyClayCo studio, and today we are talking about liquid clay. If you have ever wondered what liquid clay is, how to use it, how to color it, or even how to make your own, then you are in the right place. So first up, what is liquid clay? Liquid clay, as the name suggests, is basically polymer clay in a pourable liquid form. It stays liquid until bake and then it cures just like solid clay does. It generally cures into a flexible or slightly rubbery finish depending on the brand you're using. One of the most popular brands and the one that we stock is Liquid Sculpey, but there are plenty of other ones out there. You can buy liquid clay in clear, white and black along with a range of colours. We'll get into how you can create your own unique colours in just a moment. Up first, I just wanted to give you a couple of quick tips to get you started. Now, when you do get your bottle of liquid clay, you will want to give it a stir first. I normally just do this with either a pop stick or a needle tool. And basically all you want to do is just get everything mixed up again so it's got that nice consistency. Likewise, if you haven't used your liquid clay in a while, you will want to do the same thing again. If you do find that the consistency of your liquid clay is a little too thick for your project, you can mix in a drop or two of clay softener, and that will help soften it up a little bit. One thing you may also know about some liquid clays is that they do say to bake at a higher temperature than normal polymer clay. In all honesty, I normally bake liquid clay at the same temperature that I would bake, say, Sculpey or Cernit, which is 130 degrees, and I've never had an issue with it. But if you're worried, do a few tests and make sure that it's working for you. Next up, let's have a look at how you use liquid clay. There are so many different ways that you can use liquid clay in your creations, but here are a few of the most common ones. Liquid clay is great for adding colored details to your pieces. You simply paint it on and then bake it. You can add the liquid clay to raw pieces and then bake them the one time all together. Me personally, I like to add liquid clay to my baked polymer clay pieces just in case I make a mistake and need to wipe it off and start again. Infilling imprints or textures. Liquid clay is a great option for infilling your imprinted polymer clay pieces. It gives a clean finished look and is as easy as squeezing some on and wiping away the excess and baking. Layering clay on clay. If you are layering raw polymer clay on raw polymer clay, then no problems, your clay pieces will stick to each other without any help. But if you're layering raw polymer clay on baked polymer clay or layering two baked polymer clay pieces together, then you will need something to make them stick. Although we generally use Sculpey clay adhesive or Cernit glue for layering polymer clay on polymer clay, you can also use liquid clay for this. Liquid clay is similar to clay adhesive or Cernit glue, it just has a thinner consistency, so you just need to be aware of that. Binding clay together. Liquid clay works great for binding things like in this example faux stone clay log here. As you can see, I have a bunch of other mediums added which can sometimes cause separation between each of the clay bits. The liquid clay ensures it all sticks together and doesn't fall apart. Use liquid clay as a matte sealant. Let's say you have a silk screened piece that you need to seal but don't want a glossy finish like a glaze or resin will give you. You can actually apply a super thin layer of clear liquid clay over your baked clay piece for a flat finish. Use with molds. You can use liquid clay in silicone molds to create pieces and embellishments. Simply squeeze the liquid clay into the mold and bake. One thing I will say about using molds is that you do need to wipe off as much of the excess as possible. It can be quite challenging to tidy it up afterwards, particularly if you're using quite an intricate mold or design. Now let's talk about colouring liquid clay. I generally use white or clear liquid clay when I want to add some colour to it. If you are going to use clear, you will find that you get more of a brighter colour, whereas if you're using white liquid clay, you will find that you get a more muted or pastel kind of colour. You can tint your liquid clay using a variety of mediums. I'm going to take you through a few different options. Remember that quite often a little bit of colour goes a long way, so start small and build up from there. Pigment powders are a great way for creating your own unique colours, and the more you add, the bolder your colour can be. You can also use mica powders in the same way. That'll give you a little shimmer. They just aren't as pigmented, so be prepared for that. Acrylic paint is another way you can colour your liquid clay. Simply squeeze in a small amount, stir, and you're ready to go. Alcohol inks can also be used for colouring your liquid clay. These are great for giving you really vibrant colours. Just mix a drop or two into your liquid clay and voila! Chalk pastels are another great option. You just shave them down and mix them in. Glitter. So this isn't quite colouring your liquid clay, but glitter can be added to your liquid clay to add sparkly elements, and it does mean that you can add it to your pieces and you don't have to seal them again afterwards because the liquid clay will seal that glitter in. Don't have any liquid clay on hand? Well, I'm going to show you how you can make your own. All you need is a clay in the color of your choice as well as a clay softener. So that could be Sculpey clay softener, or one of the other ones that I use is Cernit Magic Mix. There are other brands out there, so you can just use what you have on hand. So I thought today I've got this beautiful olive green color clay, and I've never seen liquid clay in an olive green color. So I thought, why not turn that into some liquid clay? So I've got my olive green clay and my magic mix, and we are just going to start mixing it up. So I've got my polymer clay here, which I have preconditioned a little bit, and that's just so it makes it a little bit softer so that it's easier for us to stir this magic mix into. And all that I'm going to do is just add a little bit here, and I'm then just going to use the palette knife that I have here just to help smush it in. And you will see it's quite firm now, but it is really going to soften up shortly as we squish this in. We'll just add a few more drops here. And you basically just add a few drops here and there until you get the consistency that you want. So you might want a thicker consistency, you might want a really thin consistency. You just keep going until you're good for your project. I normally like mixing things in silicone bowls, but I do find when I'm mixing my own liquid clay that definitely a hard surface helps. So a ceramic tile is an excellent option. Now, you may have heard people use mineral oil or baby oil in the same way that I'm using the clay softener, but I would definitely avoid that because you will likely find that you'll just end up with a sticky mess and it probably won't bake properly afterwards. All right, we're starting to get somewhere now. So making your own liquid clay is definitely a lot more work than just getting it out of the bottle, but I guess it is a really good option if you are in a pinch and you really need some liquid clay. I'll just bring this up to show you guys. You can see we've really kind of got that smushy consistency going now. A couple more drops and I think we are good to go. There you have it, guys, our very own homemade liquid clay. Don't forget, once you have mixed up your liquid clay, you will want to store any leftovers in an airtight container. Another quick tip is that the simplest way I've found to clean up liquid clay, because it can be a little bit sticky, is just with a baby wipe. This goes for whether you're cleaning a surface or your hands. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed the video and learned a thing or two about liquid clay. If you did have any questions at all, or perhaps if you wanted to share how you use liquid clay or a tip or trick that you have, we would love to hear from you. Please just drop it in the comments below. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.